Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Village of Port Edward Council meeting for Tuesday, April the 23rd. I'll be chairing the meeting and Mayor Hand is attending a conference for the Good Roads, but she is participating by Zoom. So we have everyone in attendance. We'll start by calling the meeting to order and I'll do the land acknowledgement. We acknowledge that this land on which we are gathered today is part of the ancestral land of the Chippewa, Ottawa, and Potawatomi peoples, referred to collectively as the Anishinaabe. It is through the connection of the Anishinaabe with the spirit of the land, water, and air that we recognize their unique cultures, traditions, and values. Together, as treaty people, we have a shared responsibility to act with respect for the environment that sustains life, all life, protecting the future for those generations to come. We'll ask if there's any disclosures of pecuniary interest.
No.
No one.
Your hand. Thank you. We'll go down to adoption of minutes. We have 3 sets of council meeting minutes. Okay, so Councillor Burgess is moving all 3.
Yes.
Okay, all 3 to be approved.
Second.
Second by Councillor Noctor. Any questions, comments, changes, revisions, suggestions? Okay, seeing none. All in favor? Thank you. We have the financial reports.
I'll move that the total revenues and general operations for the month of March 2024 in the amount of $600,402.93 be approved, and that the total expenditures and general operations for the month of March 2024 in the amount of $1,640,126.71 be approved.
Seconded.
I'll second.
Okay. Any questions? All in favor? Carried. Environmental services.
I will move that the total revenues in environmental services for the month of March 2024 in the amount of $2,859.30 be approved, and that the total expenditures in environmental services for the month of March 2024 in the amount of $168,551.71 be approved, and that updated financial statements for the month of February 2024 showing revenues of $102,539.50 and expenditures of $134,057.51 be received and filed.
Seconded. Mayor Hand was going to second that.
Oh, I can.
Yep. Thank you.
Thank you.
All in favor? Any questions? All in favor? Okay, that's carried. Thank you. Move on to item 11, committee reports. We'll start with the operations committee.
I'll move that the minutes of the operations committee meeting held April 9th be approved as circulated.
Seconder, Councillor Burgess.
And I've got a few highlights if I could.
Go ahead, please.
Let's see. I provided to the CAO contact for the Trails Committee because we're looking to obtain some educational material for our residents on proper use of the trail. And we're looking at possibly additional trail signs. And the CAO is going to prepare a letter outlining the importance of upgrading water service connections for residents along St. Clair, just to revisit that. And also, we're going to have a monthly update in the committee meetings on the construction project for St. Clair and Light.
Any questions? Okay, seeing none, all in favor? Fire committee. Mayor Hand, do you want to move that one for me?
I certainly can. I
Okay.
move the minutes of the April 9th meeting be approved.
Seconder, Councillor Noctor. I just have a couple, just one highlight on this one. May is emergency prepare. In May will be emergency this week, and they're going to be doing some promotional stuff. But the theme is planned for every season, so just note that be watching for stuff in May. So, any questions on the fire committee? No, all in favor? Thank you. Environmental services.
I'll move that the minutes of the Environmental Services Committee meeting held April 9th, 2024 be approved as circulated.
Seconder, Councillor Mondu.
And I do not have any updates that we didn't discuss at last meeting.
Fair enough. All in favor? That's carried. Finance Committee, Councilor Burgess.
I'll move that the committee meeting minutes of April 9th, 2024, the finance committee be adopted as printed.
Seconded by Mayor Hand. Saw your hand there.
It was an accident, but that's good.
I just have one item on there that I know we were talking about discussing at council, and that's the Christmas in the Village. There was a recommendation, staff recommendation, that we no longer have Christmas in the Village, and that we take the funds allotted for that and put it towards Canada Day. I know Deputy Mayor Grimes and I had a conversation about it on committee day, and we thought it should be discussed with the entire council.
So we can either do it now or we can do it under new business, whichever.
Okay, that I wasn't sure if it needed to be done through this,
Yeah.
because the recommendation was made on that memo to discuss it at council. I just didn't see it under new business, so I wasn't sure where to bring that up.
Catch, so we'll move it to that. Okay, thank you. Any other questions on the minutes? No, all in favor? Carried, thank you. We have the building permit report for review.
Move to receive and file.
Okay, so moved by Councilor Burgess, seconded by Mayor Hand.
Oops.
Any questions or comments on those? Nope, all in favor? Carried. Committee of Adjustment minutes. This was for 157 Victoria Avenue.
I'll move.
Thank you, Councilor Mondu.
I'll
Second,
second.
Councilor Noctor. Any questions, comments? So I did have a question from one of the neighbors. So this is just to permit just a basic utility shed under 100 square meters, right? So, because apparently there was talk about a more elaborate structure at one point, but
Yeah. The variances on this one were quite minor, like, I think he wanted to build. I don't know the exact numbers, but like the percentages were very small. It was like he wanted to build 95 meters and you're allowed 94, and then it covered 10.2% of the lot and you're allowed 10% coverage. So they were pretty small variances.
Okay.
So it is, it's just not much outside of the bylaw.
it's a true minor
Yeah.
variance. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. All in favor? Thank you. Under council communications, Hastings County asked for support for correspondence regarding infrastructure funding for small and rural communities. Go ahead, Jim.
Yeah, this is just circulated for if council wishes to support it. The provincial government would consider us a small rural. I think they would consider Sarnia as a rural municipality. So it is hard to determine what they, from time to time on different programs, what they will consider rural funding. But just wanted council to have the opportunity to just have me send a letter in support of this if they wish to.
We have a motion.
I'll make a motion that we do because we've applied for funding.
This is different. This is sustainable. Like
Yes.
this is like ongoing, where what we applied for was a one-time thing, but
Yes, but we have.
Yeah.
I'll second that.
Okay, second by Councilor Noctor, Councilor Burgess.
There was just, when I read it, there was one group they left off it. I didn't see OSUM on it, the Ontario Small Municipalities. They had Roma, they had AMO, but they missed OSUM.
so OSUM is part of AMO, like OSUM is a subgroup of AMO.
Oh, okay,
I'm
so
quite certain of that, but I will.
I know they have their own
They
thing where
do,
they focus
yes.
on small urban municipalities, so.
Yeah. So like AMO, I believe that Roma is a subgroup of
Yeah.
AMO as well.
Yeah, because
So there's a few, but wouldn't hurt to add them to the list to send it to.
yeah, I just thought it was an omission that should have been addressed.
Okay, so the motion is to send the letter of support with the addition of Roma and OSUM. We'll add them for our version of the letter, right? So you're okay to that amendment? Okay. Any questions? Any other questions? Okay, all in favor? Okay, carried, thank you. Communications receive and file. We have 4 emo watch files.
I'll move that, Emo Watch files 1 through 4 be approved as circulated.
Thank you, seconded by Councillor Burgess.
I guess it's receiving files, sorry.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, all in favor? That's carried. Number 15, new business. We have a tax relief request. Jim, do you want to give some
Yep.
details?
So this is a request from one of the business owners on St. Clair Street to have some tax relief provided for 2024 because of the construction on St. Clair Street. I've talked to a couple of past councillors and the mayor, people that have been around the last time we did a major project like this, to see if there was precedent set in the past, and we have not provided any relief in the past. So my recommendation is that we do not provide relief in this circumstance.
So we're looking for a motion that the request for tax relief be denied.
I'll make that motion.
Councillor Burgess motion, Councillor Hand seconding.
No, I had a comment.
Okay, but you want to second it and then I'll,
Okay.
you'll,
I'll
Okay.
say- I can
okay,
second.
no, okay, go ahead. Your comment.
I had a conversation yesterday with 2 Lambton County mayors, just to add more information. And they both agreed that that is something that they have never done and wouldn't be normal. I mean, taxes are what fund all of our future activities. So if we were cutting costs, giving relief now, then we would be have a shortfall down the road. So they both agreed that, you know, be an unusual request that has never happened, that they're aware of.
I just have a question. Did they, the person who requested, they like just want a total relief, or like, cause we're still gonna provide fire protection during construction. We're still
Mhm.
providing policing, we're still providing
Yeah.
garbage, and public works and the water. So the very small portion that they're impacted by would be such a small, it seems different, but. Okay,
And so if, I mean, if you opened it up for one,
yes.
what about the others?
And then what about all the residences, right? So
And
the
then,
business-
yeah, I'm, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
It says, I respectfully request that our taxes be relieved for this year.
Okay,
Doesn't talk about any partiality or anything.
didn't offer a formula, so. Okay, all in favor of the motion to deny? Yep, thank you, that's carried. The OLG municipal contribution. Want to give a little bit there?
Yeah, this approximately a $40,000 increase over the first quarter of last year, so good news. Towards meeting our budget estimation for this year, which we increased slightly over last year's actuals, so. We circulate this information for information. For information purposes, so.
So motion to receive and file,
I'll move.
Councilor Mondu and Councilor Burgess seconded. Any discussion? No, all in favor? Thank you. And then also under new business now, we have Christmas in the Village.
Right, so I can go back and bring up the memo that was circulated to the Finance Committee. But a report from myself and the Special Events Coordinator about the event, and a suggestion that we cancel Christmas in the Village going forward and put the resources that we've budgeted for that towards the Canada Day celebration. I think I'll just bring that report up here quick. Maybe not that quick.
You want to start the discussion later? should I?
Sure, yeah, if,
Anybody, so we'll discuss it. We don't have a motion, but we'll discuss the report. I think everyone's seen the report. Anybody have any comments, thoughts, suggestions? Mayor Hand? Yeah, sorry, didn't see that.
sorry, I personally really like Christmas in the Village because I call it our signature event, because it's something that's unusual, that isn't done in every other community. We contribute to our Canada Day event, plus we contribute money to Canada Day through the city as well. So we're actually giving a lot of money to Canada Day, so then that would be another increase. But of course, you know, whatever everybody decides, but I'd be disappointed to see Christmas in the Village be gone, but I know what the reasons are. Because we're not getting support to help with the event from the businesses.
Councilor Martin?
Question.
Yep.
So are we saying the funding that we would put towards Christmas in the Village would now go to Canada Day, all of it or a portion of it? Because as Mayor Hand did say, there is a bit of duplication for Canada Day. We have our event, which is very well attended. And then there is the city event, which we contribute to as well.
So the request that was made at the finance committee was to take the funds from Christmas in the Village and use them to support Canada Day. Absolutely a council decision. If you wish to do that or not. I mean, you could not support the report at all and just tell us to leave things at the status quo. You could cancel the event and put a portion of it towards Canada Day, and you know, you could put a portion of it to anything else you wanted. Like if you wanted to possibly augment the entertainment in the park idea, you could use it for that. I mean, you could do whatever you wish with the funds. There's no formula that says you must do one or the other, or you can be as creative as you want to be.
So I think, yeah, the recommendation in the report was that we get more bouncy castles, more activities for Canada Day. I think our Canada Day has enough activities personally. I think it's a busy enough space. I think it is, did I say Canada Day?
Yeah.
It's well attended. I think it works well. Doubling the budget for it, I don't think would make people walk away feeling more satisfied than they are already with their time. We have enough things there for people to do between the music, the bouncy castles, the food. I think it's a good size and a good formula, so I don't think we need to double it up. And I think Christmas in the Village has as Mayor Hand said, it's very unique to the village. It gets people out in winter, outside doing stuff. You know, we tend to get sort of locked into our homes in that time of year. So I think both have great value. So I wouldn't support the report, but did you, Councilor Burgess?
I had an idea when we first discussed it. Deputy Mayor kind of changed my mind a little bit when we discussed it on committee day about maybe reimagining it slightly. And then I got thinking about all the cul-de-sacs and the people who decorate on the trail and how that was a community-driven event.
Mm-hmm.
If there's a way that we could reimagine it, because I know, you know, my children have grown up here and they really enjoyed Christmas in the Village. And I think on one of my previous terms, I felt like I spoke out to rescue it once before. But I think when I've talked to our events coordinator, her view came from not getting a lot of support from the businesses. And that's why I was thinking, is there a way that we can reimagine it away from a rejuvenation of downtown and still keep it as an event? Because I know when we talked before, there was days we lined up with the event at Canatera Park and the Santa Claus Parade, and it was a good sort of a loop where as a young family, you could hit Point Edward during the day, in the afternoon, go over to Canatera Park, hit theirs, refresh, and then catch the parade all in one day. And it was a lot to do for young families. And I always liked that idea of it. So I don't know if we can try to get people involved. And I think through discussions that I have had with our events coordinator, that hasn't always had a lot of response, but I don't know if that's been focused more on the business end of it. Because I liked the school bus, the addition, the Polar Express, and took people to different places around the village. I don't know if we can reimagine it more on our own municipal assets that we have versus making it more about the downtown businesses.
Yeah, I understand that. If it's not working with the businesses, then let's try and reimagine it, as you say. And expand on the cul-de-sac community feel versus the retail side of it, right? Councilor Knocker, anything?
Yeah, I agree with that. I think that if we lean into the community involvement and the events that already take place just through hard work from the people who live here, I think that could really pay off. I think that it's already well received and people really enjoy that. It doesn't have to be big and flashy and expensive. It's something that people love already. So we could maybe incorporate some aspects of Christmas in the Village into that. But I think we should still support our businesses through events. So maybe we could allocate some of the funds for something else, like a portion of the Christmas in the Village funds. So like the concert series or something in the summer that's going to bring people down to where a lot of our businesses are, and it's already busier in the summer. So it's not as hard to bring people into the area. You know, in the winter, it's very cold down there, especially with the wind. In the summer, it's a very nice, warm place down there. Not as warm as the rest because it's windy. It's easier to bring people down there. So I would like to see the funds maybe divided up a couple of ways if we are going to change it up. And I wouldn't want to see all the funds allocated for the Canada Day event though.
So the sense I'm hearing is maintain Christmas in the Village as an event, just change or reimagine how it functions. And I guess could we have a report brought back to committee
Mhm.
for the next committee meeting? Because I know the clock's ticking.
Yeah,
I hate to say it's Christmas is coming, but it is.
well, we have 3 weeks this time between now and the next committee meeting, so
Okay.
we have an extra week or.
Does that work for you, Mayor Hand? As-
I was just thinking, I'm not sure who all knows, but the event that we used to do down at the pavilion was a strawberry social. I think typically, remember it was in June, and sometimes we had music and we had strawberries and cake and all that. And we gave that up and then went in to do something different, was Christmas in the Village. So there used to be an event down at the river or down at the pavilion in the season.
That was always early June.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For strawberry
Strawberry
season.
season.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kinda coincide.
So, can
So,
somebody make, would you want?
Like a partnership, investigate the possibility of working and supporting the cul-de-sac event more instead of a separate event. Working with the cul-de-sac and seeing if we can enhance that. What you're visioning,
I don't think we want to lock you down that much, so hopefully you and Shelley can,
it's a
Yeah.
possibility.
Yeah.
brainstorm and come back to us
Okay.
on some
Yeah.
options, but you heard
Yeah.
this sort of the thought.
Yeah, I just like to see the community come in a little bit more, because I think part of it was the disappointment that the businesses didn't necessarily all embrace it. And maybe we, again, take a different step, you know, because that cul-de-sac thing's been really impressive. It's a great thing that was born through people in the village that wanted to light up the end of their streets. So maybe we take that one step further and then still incorporate that kind of energy with Christmas in the Village.
Yeah, and I think we have to remind ourselves, some of the businesses did, like, the Manly's having their s'mores and
Yeah,
the fire.
There is support.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
even some of the small, like, retail had tables out front of their store with stuff for sale and had treats. So I think there is the participation. It's just to what extent. And I think maybe we put another call for volunteers to help Shelley, much like what former Councillor Drury sort of dreamed up, was more, and maybe that might bring more people in, right? Especially the cul-de-sac people that have some new ideas. So.
Yeah.
So we need a motion for that?
I don't think so. No,
Okay.
what I would say is, maybe a motion. What's the word? Like, not denying this report, but
Table?
Tabling,
No, we want to refer it back to,
yeah, they're not, yeah. a
we want to
motion
refer it back to staff
Yeah,
and
Back to staff.
for a report to come back to next committee if
yeah,
possible.
that sounds good,
Who
yeah.
wants to do that?
I'll do that.
Okay, Councilor Mondu is moving that. Dean's type THAT. Seconder,
One second.
Councilor Noctor. All in favor? Oh, Yeah, Mary Jo, comment or?
Sorry,
favor?
I had a comment. I would be interested in knowing what the businesses think. If the, if we put it to them that we're thinking that we may not have it, I'd be interested in knowing what their position is. Like, are they supportive or not supportive, or it might be worth polling.
Yeah, maybe we're sending a letter or an email out saying that a report was sent to council recommending that Christmas in the Village, you can, what are your thoughts? And it might wake up wake them up, yeah.
It might generate more support.
Okay, so I think we did vote, yeah. Community events, public announcements, anybody have anything?
I have one.
Yep, Mary Ann?
Sorry. Age Friendly Expo, May 1st at the Point Area Arena. I believe it opens at 10 o'clock.
What day is that?
May 1st.
May 1st, it's a Wednesday.
Okay. Next Wednesday.
Okay, and I have one announcement. The Point Edward Pacers home opener is Saturday, the 27th at 7 p.m. down at our barn. So if people are out and about and want to support the Pacers. And they've had a good start to the season, so more wins
That's
this year than
March?
last year.
Like March 27,
No, April.
or sorry,
Yeah.
April, sorry.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, so this Saturday coming up.
Okay,
I think they had a game yet.
They were on the road. So this is their home opener. Didn't they play?
Thursday was their season opener,
And then I read something wrong. Did they do an exhibition game?
maybe.
Maybe. I thought I read that they won a game, but
I looked at their schedule online to see when they were starting, and I thought their first game was Thursday in London.
Yep. you're probably,
And then Saturday at home.
you're probably more right than me.
I wish them well.
Yeah.
I like your positivity.
Yeah.
I've got one.
Yes, sir.
Saturday, May 11th, Village Garage Sale.
Okay.
I also have one, April 26th, so this Friday, from 12:15 to 1:20, Bridgeview Elementary School has their spelling bee.
oh, the spelling bee, yes.
That's 12:15 to,
1:20.
okay, right on. Okay. We have no bylaws, just the confirmation. Okay, so who wants to take that one?
I can do it.
Okay, Councilman Burgess.
I move that bylaw 10 of 2024, being a bylaw to confirm the resolutions of Point Edward Council, which were adopted up to and including April 23rd, 2024, be read a first, second, and third time and finally passed on this day, August 23rd, or April 23rd, 2024.
You want to second that, Mayor Hand? Okay, second by Mayor
Second.
Hand.
Yep.
Okay, all in favor? Okay, and motion to adjourn,
I'll move.
Councilor Mondu,
Second.
Councilor Noctor, all in favor? All right, we are adjourned. Thank you. Next meeting, council meeting is in
5 weeks.
5 weeks.
It's the 28th of May.
20th of May. So. Okay,